In this video, I'll give a high-level overview of the RUCKUS Analytics dashboard user interface. The RUCKUS Analytics dashboard provides a machine learning summary of the network health and incident occurrences across the system. It's a starting point for network admin administrators seeking specific workflows and issues that may require attention. So if we look at the dashboard after we log in, let's go around and just look at some of the major features that we have here. In the upper right-hand corner, you see the log in, log out. So if I click on that, I could log out. The question mark, if I want to look at documentation or contact support, open a case and so forth, or find out about the revision level. Underneath that, we have our timestamp of when we want to look at information. So by default, it's the last 24 hours, but you can select 1 hour, 24 hours, or the last 7 days. So I'm going to click on a last 7 days, and that'll update it. And next to the timestamp, we have categories. We have 3 categories: connections, performance, and infrastructure. And those are related to the incident types over here. And I can turn those on and off. So for example, if I turn off connection and infrastructure and hit apply, you'll see that these go dark over here. So the only thing that then shows up is my performance incident types. So I'll go ahead and turn those back on. And we hit apply and turn those back on. Underneath that, we have the 4 incidence types. We have P1, P2, P3, and P4 incidents. The incidents are listed in severity and color-coded based upon the duration of the incident, the number of users affected, and the type of the incident and other such issues. So they're color-coded. The red indicates that the severity level is critical. The dark orange means that the severity level is high. The P3 incident level means that it's a medium, and the P4 security level is yellow, which means it's low. Now, I could turn these on and off. You notice here that these are the incidences, and then the incidences are listed over here on the left, and they're in chronological order from listed in P1 to P2 to P3 to P4. Since I don't have any P2s, those don't show up right here. I could turn these off by clicking on them. So if I click on the critical, you notice that that turns off, and those went away over here on the left-hand column. So I'll turn that back on. On the left, I have my scrolling data tile, and we have 5 different things that we're looking at here, and each one of these cycles through on a 2-second interval. So for example, if I click on the top one, that's my AP count, and I could click on the next one, that's unique clients. That's my traffic. In this case, I got about 1.27 terabits. Applications and the active Wlands. So we have 15 active Wlands on this. So if I just leave that alone, it'll go ahead and start recycling through again. So as you can see, we're now cycling through again. Underneath that, we have our network history. And the network history tile represents the number of clients serviced by the network. The gray indicates the number of clients served in the network. The blue is the number of clients that are affected by the incidents. And the top line up here is the client count. And underneath that, we have our incident types, and they're divided into 3 types. We have connection, performance, and infrastructure. And the incident type shows the types of incidents, the number of incidents of each type, and the relative severity of the incident. So if I click, for example, on my infrastructure here, I can scroll over those. And for example, I see that P1, there's 14, P4, there's 16, infrastructure. For performance, I have 28. And for the P3 under performance, I have 6, and so forth. So you can scroll over those. On the left side is the navigation pane, so you can see that we're on the dashboard right now. I can click on the analytics, and under the analytics, I'll have incidences, health, and client troubleshooting. I'll have another separate video just on how to drill down for this. It gives me health of the network. Underneath that, I have reports. And under the reports, we can drill down through various wireless, wired APs, controllers, and so forth. And then we have the Data Explorer, and we'll go more into this in detail in another video and so forth. And then finally, we have the admin functions. So we'll go back up to the dashboard. In the center, I have my circle packing chart, which is a hierarchical representation of the network that illustrates the controller clusters, the domains, the zones, the AP groups, and the individual APs. The outer boundary here represents the entire network. So for example, this might be a school district, it might be a corporation, it might be a college district that's separated out across the country or whatever. And as I scroll over each one of these, I can get details. For example, this is my virtual smart zone 34. And then we can drill down into this. This is my density VSZ cluster. So if I click on that, that will zoom into it. And once again, we're color coded. So the red means that we have a bunch of P1 incidences in there. Under my default zone, we have yellow and we also have orange here. So I'm going to click on that. You'll see over here that we have a number of performance incidences. And if I scroll over these, you'll get a quick readout of what's going on. For example, on this one, it says clients with low RSS are unusually high in the zone. And then it gives a root cause. But if I click on that, it'll blow that up. And this gives me more details on the incident itself. And it mentions that clients with low RSS are unusually high in the zone. It shows the Wlands that are affected. In this case, I have 4, and I can scroll over those. And in this case, we have 62 for that Wland. For the bug bash, we have 10. We have 29 clients and so forth for this. The next graph shows the incident impacted 10 OS systems, and it just gives a list of those. For example, Mac OS, we have 28 clients on that. iOS for the phone, there's 51 clients, Android, and so forth. Underneath that, we have our RSS quality by clients. So this shows that 49.32% of, or 36 clients are good. Then we have the average, and then we have some low down here for 12 clients. Over on the right, it gives the insights, and this is what our machine learning has put together for us. It gives the root cause analysis, talks a little bit about what those root causes are: general under coverage, insufficient APs, localized coverage, holes, or suboptimal AP placement. Gives a couple options there, and it gives some recommended actions. So for example, in cases of general or localized under coverage, all clients have low RSSI, add APs as needed. So you can go through, you can look at the root cause, you can look at the recommended actions, and based on that, you can have actions that will bring the network into a higher performance. If we scroll down on that, we can see the RSS distribution, the incident information over here. It says client impact count, in this case is 138 of 187. And if I want to view the details of the clients, I could click on that, and this will give the 138 impacted clients. And I can scroll down on this to see each of these clients. And if I want to get more detail on one of those clients, I can click on the links, and that'll give me a client details report. So I can drill down and find out a lot of information about that particular client. And this is all in the reports tab over here, and we'll spend more time on another video going through the reports and exactly what all those mean in terms of the overview, the wired, the wireless network, the APs, the controllers, and so forth. Just want to also mention that the size of the circle depends upon the number of APs. And as we just showed, you can navigate within each circle, exploring layers within the hierarchy by clicking on the circles themselves. So this just completes a quick overview of the dashboard user interface, and there'll be some other videos that talk a little bit more about the analytics and the reports and so forth.